Welcome, flip clock fans. This is the TWEMCO AP-28. Just so happens that it's in pieces. So we've got some serious issues with the clock, and we'll get into this, and hopefully you'll never have this problem. But this clock was sent in by someone from Massachusetts. Miranda sent this in. Thanks, Miranda. So what we're going to do is we're going to see what's going on with this clock and what happened to it. But first, TWEMCO. TWEMCO's from Hong Kong. It's a modern flip clock manufacturer. They make all sorts of clocks. I'm sure you've seen these online. eBay's a good place to find them. They've got calendar clocks, just every variety you can think of. Like I said, the best place probably is to get these things on eBay. They're still going to be very pricey. So when you look at the AP-28, it actually retails for $119, believe it or not. So what's going on? Well, here's the mechanism, and I had to get into it for a specific reason. And what happened was Miranda was looking at it and the leads broke off. Now that shouldn't have happened, but that one right there, that's the negative. And then here's the positive. So they both broke off there from the circuit board, and we have to resolder them back on there. But when I got in there, I was checking things out, and well, we had a little problem. So Miranda, don't feel bad. I got into this, and I was moving things around, and I broke one of the leads off there. And on these coils, they're insulated by like a varnish layer, and it looks like it actually pulled out from the solder instead of broke off, because you probably can't see that, but it is actually stripped. So I'm going to have to resolder that on there, which is dangerous because you can melt those wires very easily. But spoiler alert, I was able to get that done. Now I want to show you something here. I've put a plate back on top of the gears there, and right there, that's what makes connection when the time passes. There. That's what makes connection to make the alarm sound. So it's mechanical there on the inside. It's not digital. This is the post there that's going to turn the flip clock. So what I'm looking at is these wires. They just weren't very good quality wires. They just broke off there. So we're going to replace those. And we just have to pull this out and then pull the positive out here. And I'm going to put all new leads on there. But I'm going to use some good stuff. So this is, what I've got here is military spec wire. It's a very heat resistant covering. It's a copper stranded wire, but it's silver plated copper stranded. Really easy to solder and work with. It's good stuff. It's what the Japanese used in their clocks, stuff like that. So we turn our attention back to this, and I've got to get it reassembled. So I did get it soldered back just fine. And it's got this gear here, it's just floating there. It's going to be floating in the electromagnetic field. It's got to get the motion over to there. That's going to turn the clock. So if you find yourself in this situation, first thing is you want to put this back first. So you'll have a handle on there. You want to take that handle off and get it in position first. Now there is another here to adjust the alarm wheel. That'll often fall out and you'll wonder, where did that come from? Well, you've got to get that back in here, up under that plate. Everything's in line there. So this is a good starting place. First gear you want to drop in is this big one. And then the clear one, it's going to take that motion from the spinning part and move it along the line. Here's the last gear before it connects to the time. Alright, you've got to be careful. All this wants to jumble out and fall out. It's not going to connect now. We can't really test the gear train until it's all together. Now, there's some special considerations. You have to make sure this switch is on. If you don't, it's going to jam things up and it's not going to work right. The reason is, and I showed you this earlier, to turn off the alarm, it's going to slide a piece of plastic under that. If you've got it in the off position, it's just going to mash that down. Now, once you got that, you'll look, it's pretty ingenious. It's kind of beveled. All the places that accept those arbors are beveled, so it'll put them right into place. Now it's going to snap down, but you shouldn't have to force it. You should be able to just snap it in, and everything will go down and seat. All right, that did it. You got to make sure the switch works. It should move very easily. This can go back on now. The other for the alarm will go on after the clock is assembled, and it's working. All right, so this mess here, this whole plate's going to have to come off, and it's unscrewed from the other side. You have to have a long screwdriver. That has to come off so you can get this back down here. It's a little bit of a finagling. You've got to get the alarm to know what time it is. I could try to explain that. It's just going to take a long time to do that. But I'll get it together with the plate off first, then line it up and get everything back together. If you ever find yourself in a bind with this particular clock, I could go into more detail. But there it is, the TWEMCO AP-28. As you can see, compared to these other clocks, it's a small clock. Now, this is Copel's smallest clock, the Copel 222. It's about the same, like that way in height, but in the length, it's shorter. So it's a small clock. Now we'll go ahead and test the alarm. We'll turn it on. And it's working great. It's keeping good time. It's a pretty quiet clock. There it is, the TWEMCO AP-28 back in service. Well, thanks for taking the time.